Shalom, shalom. Welcome to another edition of I Am Israel. This is Captain Yasha Allah. This is Wednesday, March 1st. Once again, like I said, this is I Am Israel, no division. I am Captain Yasha Allah. This is Wednesday, March 1st. And I'd like to welcome everybody on to the call that's live and those that will be calling in to listen to the playback. I say welcome to you and shalom. And also, we appreciate you calling in and listening to the playback. Once again, as always, your proper tools that you have every time you come on the call, the King James Version Bible, 1611 edition with the Apocrypha. If you don't have the Apocrypha, you can go online and order the so-called 14 missing books of the Bible. You can get that on Amazon.com. You can also, it was originally in the 1611 King James Edition Bible, but it was taken out, and it's by around the 17th century by the Protestants. And so, it wasn't never lost. It was purposely removed. And so, make sure you have that. Make sure you go out and buy that also. And we like some other tools to have access to an internet, so you can go online when we do these studies and different things that we pull up in history that is pertinent to the lesson tonight. You know what I mean? We make sure you have that, and as well as a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. So these are some of the things that you will need whenever we go on Wednesday night call in, and as well as Sunday. Today's lesson is pay now, pay later, but you're going to pay. Pay now or pay later, but you're going to pay. And what I mean by that is going through your trials and your tribulations. You're going to have to go through trials and tribulations. I mean, I'm revisiting this lesson tonight or going through these because it's a weekly battle, it's a daily battle, a weekly battle, a monthly battle, and we can never get complacent and get settled into our lives in this walk. You know what I mean? It's the Most High put fiery trials in front of us and going to continue to do it till the day that we cease existing on this side. You're going to have trials and tribulations. It's never going to go away. So if you're in this thinking that there's going to be a brighter side, you can forget it. That's what the Christian church teaches you. You're going to have trials and tribulations from now on until you cease existing on this side, in this body frame, in this physical form. Because you're preparing, your sole purpose for being here is to make it into the kingdom. And when we fix our minds on that, then you'll be able to handle your problems and handle your situation that much better. Because it's not going to go away. It's not going to leave. And the Most High will continue to put you through testing trials. You know what I'm saying? Because through that comes your deliverance. And when I say your deliverance, meaning your interest into the kingdom. That's all what life is about. This is this is the Most High's will. This is what He set the world up for. This is what He's putting His children through. It's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. For those that were of the old in the past, they have been regenerated. They are here with us now. And they're going through the same exact things again. Some to experience the punishment that they may not have experienced in their prior life. You have some that live all the way 80-some years old, and their life was a good life. So they really ain't even experienced too much problem. They'll be brought right back again and regenerated right back again to suffer what it is that they didn't get in the first time. So we have to understand that and know that this is true. So, like I said, pay now or pay later, but you're going to pay. You will pay. So let's begin with, let's start off with Romans, the 12th chapter. And let's start with Romans 12 and 1. Lockie, I want you to read that, man. Romans, the 12th chapter and the first verse. Actually, Romans 12, 1 and 2.
Romans 12 and 1 reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Let's stop right there. I beseech you. What does the word beseech mean? Somebody give me the definition of the word beseech. What does the word beseech mean? What does it mean to beseech a person? That was a jewel right there in that verse. In Romans 12 and 1 alone is going to attest to everything that I just said before I got into the beginning with this first scripture. Is to make sure that you understand that you are going to go through this. There's no way around it.
Beseech, act urgently.
Say that again.
To act urgently.
Act urgently. Okay, to act urgently. So Paul was saying, I beseech you, therefore, meaning I'm urging you. I'm urging you, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. Let that sink in. Each and every one on this phone. And when you on these calls, any distractions that you have around you, if you're on the phone live or if you are calling in listening to the playback, remove all distractions out of you and focus in on the word of the Most High. I beseech you, I urge you, brethren. He's talking to you. He's talking to each and every one of us on this phone and those that's listening to the playback. This is directly to you. I beseech you, brethren. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. Holy. That means separate. That means separate from what everybody else is doing. So when you come into this truth and you're a newcomer in this truth, you're going to get all kind of attacks. You're going to get all kind of discouraging words coming your way. You're going to even discourage yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to even have those moments of doubt. Expect all of those things. Expect all of those things because it's going to come to you immediately. But that's why he's saying, I beseech you that you make your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So the Most High said, this is reasonable. This is reasonable. Read 2.
Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
You see that? And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when you come into this truth and the Most High wake you up from that spirit of slumber, you have to renew your mind. You have to renew your mind. See, you would hear these scriptures in church, but it didn't mean the same thing. You have to renew your mind. You have to take off the old and put on the new. You'll know my favorite verse, Matthew 18 and 3. Verily I say unto you, lest ye be converted, lest you change. I'm going to keep pumping this because every time we need to hear it over and over and over again. You know why? Because we trip and we stumble with over sin over and over and over again. You get discouraged over and over and over again. You become devout. You become doubtful over and over and over again. You become impatient over and over and over again. And 9 times out of 10, for most of us, you only listen or only, and it's sad, and I hope that y'all not doing this, you're only really paying attention to the scriptures when you come on these conference calls. because throughout the week, we're not even really paying attention to the scriptures. You got so much on your plate and so much that you're doing that you don't even got time for the Most High. By the renewing of your mind that ye may prove. You have to prove to the Most High that you worthy to be a servant and that you worthy to make it. It ain't no skating on easy street. We not no Christians. This ain't no Christian church. It ain't no walk down the aisle, give your life over to Christ, get baptized, now you good. It's not that. And we laugh and we make jokes about it, but your works is what's going to determine what it is that you're doing. Putting in work. It ain't just no reading no Bible and posting those scriptures, man. You have to dedicate your life. It says, present your bodies as a living sacrifice. Present your body as a living sacrifice, that you be acceptable unto the Most High, which is a reasonable service. Then it says, by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, which is the law, statutes, and commandments. You have to prove yourself to the Most High by keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, and learning them law, statutes, commandments, and understanding that you as a man, you as a woman, you have to have diligent service to the Most High. Not just to your job, to your children, and I'm going to keep saying that over and over and over again. Don't nothing come before the Most High. Nothing. And if you got to find a way to make that, you can learn. Listen, I just got on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that I'm with this, the Maccabees Alliance Council. So I'm staying in contact with the elders, from everybody now, from Priest Kahan to General Hashar to Daniela, to all of them. But the main thing that, listen, you can, like I tell them all the time, man, you can acquire all the knowledge in the world. I got books. I read my books. I've been reading forever. But learning, not having knowledge and attaining knowledge is not what the Most High is asking of you to do. Knowing when the Romans took over Israel and knowing when the Egyptians start building their first pyramids or the dynastic periods or the Ptolemaic period or any of that. Learning all those things really don't mean nothing. Shalom, welcome to the conference call.
Sure. Shalom, this is Jason.
Shalom, Brother Jason. We have Romans, the 12th chapter, and the first verse just getting started. So can
you say that one more time, please?
We're in the book of Romans. The first and second, Romans, the 12th chapter, and the first and second verse.
Okay, thank you. I put it on mute.
Okay, so having all of the knowledge, understanding the scriptures, none of that don't mean nothing. Like I said, I just was speaking with Hashar about this, and this is one of the things that we was addressing. Your charity and your love, meaning keeping of the law, statutes, commandments, that conquers everything. Because what does Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 say? Fear the Lord and keep the commandments. And the conclusion of the whole matter, meaning whatever it is, the conclusion is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's what's going to get you into the kingdom. So nothing else really matters in your life. You can't say, well, you can't keep making excuses. Give me 1 Peter 4 and 12. Sergeant Nawab, 1 Peter, the 4th chapter and the 12th verse.
1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange. Salakia. 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
Fiery trial.
Fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
I got to have you read that again, brother, and read that slow and bring the clarity out of it, because that's something powerful right there. Y'all really have to hear that right there. 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, and the 12th verse. Read that again nice and slow.
Yes, a lot of though. I think somebody came in the call, though.
Yeah, Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who came in? Who's that?
Bara.
Mr. Barad, welcome to the call. We at 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, and the 12th verse. 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, and the 12th verse.
1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Now, stop right there. Stop right there. Listen, beloved, think it not strange. So don't be surprised. Sister Barak, Sister Ashley, Brother Zion, don't be surprised when things mess up in your world. Don't think that's strange. Don't be surprised, because it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. It's going to forever happen until the day you die. That's never going to stop. That's never going to stop. Never, ever, ever, ever is that going to stop. Never. So it says, beloved, think it not strange concerning fiery trial, which is to try you. Keep going.
As though some strange thing happened unto you.
Right. As though some strange thing happened unto you. Because you wouldn't be thinking that way if you know and understand and you already accepting the fact that this is going to happen. What scripture is that, man? Just slipped my mind right there, man. Prepare yourself for temptation. Is that Ecclesiasticus? Let me get that scripture real quick. Who got that script, man? Prepare yourself for temptation. Hold on, let me get that.
He said.
Let me get that.
Yeah, I think that is
Ecclesiastes
2:1.
Bring that out.
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You see that? The prophet is telling you already. If you say that again.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You see that? If my son or any of the daughters of Zion, if is the key word. If thou come to serve the Lord, if you coming to serve the Most High, and that's what you want to do, then prepare your soul for temptation. Prepare your soul for the evils. Prepare your soul for trials. Prepare your soul for tribulations. Prepare your soul for hang-ups. Prepare your soul for disappointments. Prepare your soul for setbacks. Prepare your soul for headaches. Prepare your soul for heartache. Prepare your soul for everything that can happen to you that you would consider strange.
Let's read the second verse too.
I ain't gonna go. We're gonna come back to that. I don't even want to get in. Come to that, y'all. I'm coming back to that.
Okay.
I want to go back to 1 Peter. We definitely coming back to that. 1 Peter 4 and 12, what you was reading. So it says prepare thy soul for temptation. So it's telling you in 1 Peter 4 and 12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But do what? The 13th verse, right?
Verse 13. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
You see that? But rejoice. So when you're going through these trials and tribulations, didn't the Most High send his son to go through a hell of a trial and tribulation for us? He had to go through trials and tribulations. What makes you think you're not? And you're supposed to be proven. We have to prove ourselves to the Most High. But rejoice in it so much as ye are partakers of the Most High, Yahweh's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. With exceeding joy. Give me Acts 14 and 22. Brother Zion, Acts 14 and 22. Right. When these trials and tribulations come upon us, take them with joy. Take them with gladness. Because that is going to give you patience. That's when it says what are some of the attributes of charity, patience, long suffering. But there's a way to find a way. See, let me tell you, man. This is and you're talking about a jewel. Like, to understand, if you want to remove yourself from the stress, and you want to get past the feeling of that gray cloud or whatever, because as much as you just climb up the hill, something always happens. You just find yourself sliding right back down. Look, expect it to happen. See, if you expect it to happen, if you know you're trying to get to the top of that hill, okay, and you know that you're going to continue to slide back down it every time you gain in ground. But the key of it all is to be able to have patience and understanding that you are going to keep sliding. And if the reward is not necessarily making it to the top, the reward comes from the fact that you were able to remove all doubt, to remove all disappointment, to remove all frustration, to remove all the let's just say that the doubt, the disappointment, and the frustration, and the fact that you keep sliding back down. That's where the reward is, not necessarily making it to the top of the mountain, but the fact that you was able to remove the frustration, the doubt, and the disappointment of sliding, to where though every time you just climbed up, you expected that was going to happen, and you still you turned something that was disappointing, frustrating, and doubtful into joy. That's why it says, "But rejoice." I hope y'all understood that analogy. It ain't necessarily making it to the top. The reward is going to come to the fact that you accept the fact that you keep slipping, and you removed the frustration out of you. You removed the doubt and the disappointment out of you that's going to cause you to stress and cause you to become unbalanced, and just accept the fact that that's going to happen. So accept the fact that the Most High is going to try you with fiery trials. If you already know it, so when you see it coming, you're like, this. I recognize it. This is the Most High. This is the Most High. But I'm going to tell you this. A lot of times, he's going to he'll send them trials to this person more than he will to this person, because he sees that this person has already accepted it. So you'll find yourself having more trials than another person, and you wonder why. It's because you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments the way that you're supposed to be doing. You're not preparing your body. You're not giving your body over as a living sacrifice, like it said in Romans 12:1 and 2. You're not doing that. You're not giving your body over as a living sacrifice for service. You too indulged in yourself. You too indulged in what's going on in your everyday life. And you cannot do that. There's no way possible that not only are you not going to get to the kingdom, but you're not going to escape your trials. That's why in the book of Matthew 26 it tells you how you should be praying. Go to Matthew the 26th chapter and the 41st verse. This is what you're going to have to. This is what we have to do. Matthew 26 and 41. Give me that, Brother Zion. Matthew 26th chapter and the 41st verse.
Matthew 26 and 41, right? 41, the 41st verse. Correct?
Matthew the 26th chapter and the 41st verse.
41st verse. Book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
You see that? Watch and pray. So when you see those fiery trials, you already know. We just read in Sirach 2:1. It says if you come into the service of the Lord, so you want to service the Most High, prepare your soul for temptation. Prepare it for that. And how do you prepare for that? By rejoicing when it happens. Okay? Seeing it coming. Right here. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. So every time something going on in your house, you may be a sister that's struggling with not having a man. You know what I mean? You're struggling with that. You don't got no man, you're single. And that thing can be heavy on you. That lust can become real strong. Yet you know that you just cannot go lay down with no man, because when you do that, that man has now become your husband. Or he's endowed to you now, you have to start taking those steps. So that lifestyle, how you used to just be, when whenever you got in that mode, you call up Doug, Chuck, Terrence, Bubba, Boop, any one of them dudes, and have them come through, because that's what they was doing. That's the relationship that you have with them, and break you off so you can get that spirit up off of you and you good now. You can't live like that no more. Coming to break you off. Can't do that. You can't do that. That's why it says watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. That's why you got to always be on your ding. The more you push the Most High to the back of your life, the more you're going to find yourself in fiery trials, the more you're going to find yourself being tempted, and the more you're going to find yourself falling to those temptations. And if you keep falling to those temptations, the Most High is going to turn his back on you, and then you're going to be face to face with Satan. And don't nothing come from that but death. Nothing comes from that but death. Give me Sirach 33 and 27. That's why I say pay now. This is what we're talking about right now. I say pay now or you pay later. But you're going to pay either way. The paying now is the fact that you feel like you're paying, because even to do right, even to keep the commandments, to do that, sometimes I can feel like you're paying. Like it can feel like it's so much. Because you want to do these other things in your life, or you have these other things that you're doing. So to try and walk the righteous walk of a Mashiach Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, that could be a bit much. You're not a Christian no more. See, in the Christian world, in Christianity, you pretty much you didn't have this fear over you of the Most High. Now you really understand what it is to have a relationship with the Most High, and you fear him. You fear what's going to happen to you. And that's a good thing. Because when you was in church, you didn't fear that. You just, I do whatever I do. If I mess up, I go down on my knees, I pray, I'm good. Christ died for me, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. It don't work that way. And that's why 2/3, all of them going to be a part of that 2/3 that's going to hit that lake of fire when Christ returns. All of them. And they don't even realize but you have an opportunity to not be a part of that. Why waste that? Nothing is more important in your life than servicing the Most High. Nothing. Nothing. The same zeal and the same motivation that you put in your personal jobs, your personal businesses and things of that nature, you should be doing that for the Most High. In everything, the holy days, the Sabbath, your everyday life should be servicing the Lord. You cannot be in this truth and then still be acting like a Christian. It ain't going to work for you in your life. And at the end of the day, when you, like I always say, when you close your eyes and to never open them up on this side again, you can't. The Most High going to give you 7 days. You're going to get that time. You're going to see where you messed up, and that's going to be a tormenting experience. To understand that you had a chance and you blew it for something so small as your work and even your children, because they ain't yours anyway. That's why he said, I beseech you. Paul said, I beseech you. I urge you to hurry. To hurry. Somebody who got that Ecclesiastes 33 and 27. Ecclesiastes, the 33rd chapter and the 27th verse, I'll bring it out. Ecclesiastes 33 and 27. Okay, we'll go ahead and read it.
Ecclesiasticus 33 and 7, correct?
No, Ecclesiasticus 33 and 27.
27. And it reads, send him to labor, that he be not idle, for idleness teacheth much evil.
You see that? Send him to labor. The laboring is the labor of the Most High. That's what the labor is. The laboring is to the Most High. Hold on one second. The laboring is of the Most High. So that when it tells you to send him into labor, send her into labor, that he or she be not idle, that means that you need to be putting in the work to the Most High. See, we'll get distracted in your everyday from your job to everything else. That's not the labor that it's talking about. You done gave all your labor to that. The Most High know that He's the one who put us in this captivity. He put us in captivity. So He know that, He said that, you know what I'm saying, even from the moment that man sinned, I mean, even from the moment of us sinning, that the fact that we sinned, that was going to bring us into this captivity. And it said for the man that we will be toiling, Genesis 3 and 15, that we would have to toil all the days of our lives. So we already know that you're gonna have to go through these things. But that don't mean that you still don't you still don't put the Most High first. Because that's where your faith comes in. That's where faith comes in. So without that, give me the book of John, St. John 1, 6 and 7.
St. John.
And before you bring that out, give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. That's John 1, 6 and 7. Give me a second, Sarge. Say something real quick. Let me handle something real fast pertaining to what I'm speaking on. Okay.
Oh God. But yeah. Matter of fact, we just can read that verse that he just gave. If anybody want to read that. Anybody has John? 1 John 1 and 6?
I have it.
Could you read it, please?
John chapter 1, verse 6. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe.
Stop there. Okay. Let's go to Malachi 3, verse 1. I want to bring this out along with that. Anybody get Malachi 3,
That was Malachi
verse 1?
what, brother?
3 verse 1.
I can read that.
My phone.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish reading it.
I'm going to a precept.
Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Shalom, this is Brother Mike Collins. My apologies.
You got to put your phone on mute. Call. Y'all was just bringing that out? John 1 and 6?
Yeah, but I was going to throw a precept in there, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, John, let me read that. Read that again, sis. John 1 and 6.
Probably explain it better.
John chapter 1, verse 6. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe.
Okay, and we know who that light is. We know who that light is. The light is the Mashiach Yahushua. And that's the same thing. You have to bear witness of the light. That's how we have to live our life. And the only way you can bear witness of the light representing the Mashiach Yahushua, and the Mashiach Yahushua is the full representation of the law, statutes, and commandments. He's the full representation of the law, statute, commandments. So we have to bear that witness through us. When people that's not in this truth, and they still into Christianity or whatever it is, they're in the world, they're not a part of what it is that we know to be true, they have to be able to look at us and see that we're separate and see the light of Christ. They have to see the light. They can't see the light through you if you got so much other thing and you looking just like them. You dressing like them, looking like them. There's nothing different about you. How are they going to see the light? How are they to see the light? It would be virtually impossible for that to take place. Give me Galatians, the 5th chapter and the 25th verse, Brother Zion. Galatians 5 and 25.
Slakia, can I bring this out right quick?
Yeah, bring it out. Bring it out.
Okay. I want to go to Malachi 3, verse 1. A lot of people say that Christ is not in the Old Testament like the Old Testament Hebrews, but here's something that tells you differently. Behold, I will send my message, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Most High of hosts. I just wanted to bring that out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta follow the Most High. You gotta follow these laws. You gotta get out there. You gotta do this work. That's all I wanted to say.
Right, and that's all, and virtually that's what it is in your everyday life. Give me Galatians 5 and 25. Right now, I'm just giving you the pay now. We're gonna get to the pay later, because the pay later is something that we trying to escape from happening. So the theme of the lesson, pay now or pay later, but you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay regardless. But you want to pay on this side. You want to pay, and when I say pay, I'm just saying that because that's what it feels like to a lot of people, because you're not accepting your trials and tribulations with joy, with joyfulness. You're not rejoicing over your trials and tribulations, as Paul told us in Acts. You gotta take on these things with joyfulness and gladness. That may sound crazy, but that's literally how the Most High is expecting you to take it. And the more you get into the situation where, though, when things happen to you in your life and you accept them and you take them in fully, even when it's hard on you. Like I said, for sisters, and you don't got no man or you ain't got nobody helping you in the house. You know what I mean? And you've been by yourself and you're lonely and things of that nature. That's a trial. And for a lot of you, that's a fiery trial. But clean yourself up so you can present yourself as a living sacrifice. That's probably the reason why you're still lonely and by yourself, is because you can't, listen, you done left that other side prayerfully. You're not dealing with the world no more. So you know you just can't go do the things, like I said, just call up your you know what I'm saying? Your buddy that you would just have to come through when you feeling like that, to get that feeling up off of you. You can't do that no more. So now you done crossed over, but now you stagnant and you still going through this trial in this fiery furnace because you are not presenting yourself, you're not presenting your body as a living sacrifice. There. You see? Right, and it's telling you to prepare yourself for temptations in Ecclesiastes 2:1. So how do you prepare yourself for that? By getting into your walk. Give me Galatians 5:25. Brother Zion. Brother Zion,
Galatians
5:25.
Book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 25. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
You see that? If you say you living in the Word, you reading this Bible and you believe this Bible, you got to walk it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to talk the talk, walk the walk.
That's that precept.
You know, you got to walk it. Paul says, if we live in the Spirit, let us walk and also walk in the Spirit. You got to walk in the Spirit. And how are you going to walk in the Spirit? By renewing your mind. You're going to have to put off all of that old way of thinking. Because if you don't put off the old way of thinking, it's going to be a constant haunt. It's going to haunt you every day. And then you knew, and you ain't did enough studying to equip yourself for the battle, so you just find yourself falling all the time. You just find yourself all the time falling. Kalaki, give me 2nd Esdras 14 and 34. No, I mean, sorry, Salak. Give me Ephesians 4 and 23. The book of Ephesians 4 and 23. Renewing our mind. This is the paying now. Because like I said, that's just what it feels like to a lot of us. Even right now, you just feel like I'm just going through so much. Going through things with your children. Going through things at your job. Going through things with your finances. Going through things with your friends. And the Most High is allowing this to happen to you in your life. But guess what? It's going to forever happen. It's never going to stop happening. Ephesians 4 and 23.
Ephesians 4 and 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And that ye put on.
Keep going.
And that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness.
You see that? And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And that ye put on the new man, put on that new woman, which after the Most High is created in righteousness, created in the law, statutes, and commandments. Why? Because you said you repented. And you repented sincerely and wholeheartedly. Okay? 1 Kings, 8:47 through 52. You did that. Okay? So now you repent. Now you're a new creature. You're a newborn baby. You're renewing your mind. Okay? In the spirit, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness, putting away what? Give me 25.
Ephesians 4 and 25. Wherefore, putting away lying, speaking every man truth with his neighbor. for we are members one of another.
You see that? Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. Be real with your neighbor. Be real with your brother. Be real with your sister. For we are members one of another. You can't deal treacherously, deceitfully with your brothers and sisters. And if you got somebody like that dealing with you, they are not renewed in their mind. I don't care if they got on fringes, ribbon of blue, most holy garment. If they're not dealing in this way, that's all outer. That's an appearance. That's an appearance. It don't mean nothing. I check a man by his charity. I don't care about all the wisdom of the Bible that he got and all the knowledge and he knows scripture after scripture. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. It's your charity. Don't matter if you're the most eloquent speaker. The most beautifulest orator, in the words of that's Ephesians 4:23, Brother Zahar. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Shalom, it's Amawana.
Amawana, welcome to the call, sis. Yes, that's Brother Zahar. That's Ephesians 4:23, that last one. So yeah, it does not matter. It don't matter how much scriptures you know, how much you know what I'm saying, you know this word, the best garments that you got on. It's about your charity, and it's about how much you stick to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. We at Ephesians 4:23 says the day's lesson is pay now or pay later, but you're going to pay. Meaning, when you're going through your trials and tribulations right now, it seems like it seems like you're paying a lot because you're just going through so much. So much bad things is happening in your life. Okay? But Paul told us in the book of Acts to prepare your body as a living sacrifice. Then he said, I beseech you, I urge you. Okay? If you're going to be coming to the service with the Most High, you have to prepare yourself for these temptations. Sirach 2:1. Because the Most High is going to continually bring trials and tribulations in your life, and this is to prove your worthiness. If you're worthy to make it into the kingdom, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Somebody give me Colossians 3:10. Sister Barah, give me Colossians, the 3rd chapter and the 10th verse. So we just read, as you get that, I'm going to go back over this Ephesians 4:23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man or the new woman, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. True holiness. What is it to be holy? We know it's to be separate. Because remember, we read to you, be ye not conformed to this world. So now you're set apart. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. For we are members one of another. You should not be dealing treacherously, deceitfully, lying with your brother or your sister, period. You're not supposed to do that. You got that, Sister Barah? You still there? Is Sister Barah there? What about you, Sister Ashley? You there? Colossians 3:10.
Yeah, I'm here.
Colossians.
I'm here.
The 3rd. Okay, go to Colossians, the 3rd chapter, and read the 10th verse.
10th verse. Okay. Go ahead now. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
You see that? That's a heavy responsibility. And have put on the new man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's start. Let's start at the 4th chapter. Start at the 3rd verse. Let's start at the 4th verse of that same chapter, Colossians 3 and 4. Now, y'all watch this.
Okay. When Christ, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, ornament, affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is adultery. For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience, in the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off all things, anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
Stop right there. Let me read that. Stop right. That's stop right there. That's good. I want before you get to that one. I'm gonna recap that. When Hamashiach Yahushua, the 4th verse, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. That 1/3. Mortify therefore your members. What does it mean to mortify? What does mortify mean? Somebody got that? Somebody give me that definition. What does it mean? What does the word mortify mean? Brother Zion, Brother Kalaki, who got that?
Mortify is to cause someone to be embarrassed, ashamed, or humiliated.
You see that? Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. So these things that we all on this phone deal with in some way, shape, form, or another. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. So the wrath of the Most High will come on us for partaking in any of these attributes of ungodliness. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh unto the children of disobedience, in which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. So that's supposed to be your old life. 8th verse. But now ye also put off all these things. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man or the old woman with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, which is the Most High. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're supposed to be doing. I'm gonna open up real quick. We get you a quick, but anybody got any question or something they want to say at this moment? I just felt it. And when you come on these calls, don't, you know what I'm saying, like, this is what we're doing. This is you in the middle of the week. This is us getting the food. But if not, I'll save it. We can save it. Give me 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter and the 17th verse. 2 Corinthians.
I think somebody just tried to chime in and say something.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, if that's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was going to ask, verse 8 right here. But now you also put off all these things: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, with communication out of your mouth. Is that talking about like profanity? Like when you like talking dirty? Like what is that? Filthy communication out of your mouth? Like what is that?
Oh yeah, just yeah. Well, when you say profane, what does the word profane mean? Somebody get that definition. Somebody get what profane means.
See.
Hold on one second. Wait. Hold on one second. Yeah, go ahead and bring it out.
Relating or devoted to.
Go ahead.
Right. Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular rather than religious. A talk that tackled topics both sacred and profane. Oh, like the verse that says, "We shall not profane." Okay.
Read it one more time. What does profane mean?
Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular rather than religious.
Do you see that? So profanity, profane. Some people look at that. This is why you have to be a student of the language that you speak. Meaning, we speak English.
Right.
So when somebody say profanity, you start thinking of the regular words that you may hear somebody call cuss words, which is when it's supposed to be cursed, but that's not even cursing no one. So when it says profanity, the root word is profane, and that's saying anything that does not line up biblically.
Right.
So you speaking profanity anytime you start talking about anything that don't got nothing to do with the Bible. You just that could be corrupt. That could be corrupt or foul communication when you're speaking like that, and especially if you're spewing that to someone else. So if you teaching someone a false doctrine, that's foul communication.
Right.
You know, if you're doing anything that's contrary and speaking anything out of your mouth that's contrary to the Most High, you are now speaking foul communication with your brother or sister. So that will answer that one right there with that. That's anytime you do that. So we can get that out of our mind that just because you may hear somebody say what we deem as a cuss word and in the midst of talking, that's not necessarily as to be foul communication. It's more so like the word means, profanity, profane, anything that is not scriptural or biblical. So let me get that 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Is Sister Yaquara on the phone? Sister Yaquara ain't on the phone, is she?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sister, read that for me. 2 Corinthians and the 5th chapter. I mean, 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter and the 17th verse.
Therefore, if any man be in Yahushua, he is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
You see that? Therefore, if any man or woman be in Mashiach Yahushua, he or she is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So that's basically just showing you again that when we repent and we come into, you have an opportunity now to do things differently than what we once did. So now your dedication, your loyalty is going to come into question to Christ. It's going to come into question now. And then we find out just how much we really do love Hamashiach Yahushua. You find that out. You find out how much that is the case. Do you really, really love him? Are you really looking to have a relationship with Christ? That's when you're going to find all of this out. You immediately find this out. Or are you going to be somebody that's rebellious? Are you going to keep being rebellious to changing your life and living your life the way that you know you're supposed to, and start picking up your sword, your Bible, and start keeping the law, statute, commandments, being an example of Christ that you were supposed to be to make it into the kingdom? Because none of us know the next day, how much longer we have on this earth. Why would anybody even want to play with that? You can't be stuck in the way that you want to think about having a relationship with Hamashiach Yahushua. You got to come out of that. You can't think, oh well, I do this. He see what I'm doing. He know my heart. He know it. No. Yeah, he do know your heart. And out of the heart come every wicked and evil thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We sit up and tell people, show me better than you could tell me. Show me. Well, that's the same thing. That's just how the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahushua, that's their motto. Show me. And how you going to show them except for not by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments? Give me 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter and the 34th and 35th verse. Sister Amawana, you got your Bible there? Is she still on the line? 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter. Sister Samaria, are you there?
Yeah.
You got your Apocrypha?
Uh-huh.
go to 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter.
Okay.
So it's not about living and having your own and being lackadaisical, having your own understanding and leaning to your own understanding. When these trials and these tribulations and these fiery trials that come your way, like spoke of in 1 Peter 4:12, the Most High is putting these things in our lives. But we're supposed to accept these things with joy. That's why I want to revisit this lesson. It just was put into my spirit because I know people is battling. I've been hearing about people battling within our own congregation, family. You're battling. You got things going on in your personal life, and you feeling beaten up. Some, but you got to understand that is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen, and if you don't find a place to put that, it's going to drive you crazy, and it's going to drive you away from the service of the Most High. You got that, Sister Samaria, 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter, and read the 34th verse.
Yeah, I got it. 2nd Esdras, chapter 14, verse 34. Therefore, if so, be that ye will subdue your own understanding, and reform your hearts. Ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
You see that? That was read beautifully. Read that one more time.
Therefore, if so, be that ye will subdue your own understanding, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
You see that? Therefore, if so, be that ye will subdue your own understanding. Get that thing under control. You can't be talking about, the Most High, the Christ. No, I'm going. I want to change. I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it together. And yes, this is a. No, let me just say this. And then let me double back and say this. This is a time. It takes time. It takes time. You're not going to change overnight. You're not going to change overnight. And I would like to say this to each and every one of the sisters and brothers on the phone with me as your leader and as your teacher. I applaud you, Sister Barak. I've seen the change in you. Sister Shayar, I've seen the change in you. Sister Yaquar, I've seen the change in you. I've seen the change in all of us. The brothers, I see the change. I see the effort that's being put forth. Okay, so I definitely want to say that there's definitely been a change. I see it. So now that you put forth that effort to change, understanding that it's a continual effort. It's going to have to continue over and over and over and over and over again. It's never going to stop. Read the 35th verse, Samaria.
For after death shall judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
You see that? Now that's what we're waiting on. Because I'm telling y'all right now, you need to be preparing your mind, getting your mind, renewing your mind to understand and listen. I'm in captivity. I am a child of the Most High, who's favored us as the children of Israel. The earth and everything therein was given to us. But right now, because of the sins of old and what has transpired with our foremothers and forefathers, we are now in captivity. Okay? And within this captivity, we catching hell. And you're going to catch hell from the moment that you come into this world to the moment that you leave out of it in this physical form. It's never going away. Never. Okay? But within it, you can find peace and find joy and find happiness only in the Lord, only in the Most High, only in His Son, the Mashiach Yahushua, when you find peace, happiness, and joy. Any other peace, happiness, and joy you think you have that's outside of Hamashiach Yahushua and the Most High, that's a false reality. And it's of the devil. It's of the wickedness. It's of the son of perdition. It's of Satan. Any other peace, happiness, and joy you find that is not in the Lord, is not in our Lord and Savior, Hamashiach Yahushua, it's not real. It's a false sense of reality. You in the matrix. You're trying to come out of the matrix. That's why I say, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your heart, your mind, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous, those that was a firm keeper of the law, statutes, and commandments, and living their life according to the word of the Most High, be manifest. And the works of the ungodly, those who weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, it don't matter that you woke up and you know you Israel, you done changed your name to Yashala or Israel or whatever you done. It don't matter that you know that you Israel. If you're not living according to them laws, statutes, and commandments and dealing with your brothers and sisters in love, you are that ungodly. And you shall be declared. You shall be declared. Brother Zahar, if you're on the line, you got your sword on, you may give me 1 Samuel 15 and 23. That's if you got it. 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter and the 23rd verse. Can you get it?
Read 1 Samuel.
No, I was talking about not you, Brother Zion. I'm talking about Brother Zahar. 1 Samuel, 15th chapter and the 23rd verse. This is Saul.
1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
All right, this is speaking of Saul, but I'm just using this to show you. That's what he said. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Okay? For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Shalom, welcome to the call. Who's calling in?
Sister Uriah.
Sister Uriah, welcome to the call. We on 1 Samuel 15 and 23. So it says, the brother brought out, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he has also rejected thee from being king. Now, that's speaking of Saul, but we talking about you. If we dealing in these types of attributes of rebellion, then you're rejecting the Most High's word by you dealing like that. And so you rejecting his word, he's going to reject you. It's just as simple as that. People think that they can have a relationship with the Most High and be just living the same way that they were living before they was woke up into the truth. And you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. If you don't want to take correction, you don't want to take correction from your brother and sister, then get ready to be prepared to take it from the Most High. You don't want to take correction from me when I'm telling you what I know you going off, or I see you doing something that you ain't got that you shouldn't be doing, and you can go in scripture. You're trying to alter the scripture to fit how you gonna do, how you doing what you want to do, because you just want to do it. Then that's a reprobate mind, and you're gonna deal with that, because none of us can change what the scriptures say. None of us. Can't none of us change these scriptures. And if our ancestors wasn't doing it in the old, we can forget doing it now. People will say, you hear Christians say, well, we in a new day and time. So, Most I say he the same as yesterday, today, and forevermore. I change it not. Neither does his laws. It don't matter that the wicked and the heathens done brought all kind of new things into this world, which ain't nothing. Let me take that back, because ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
So what they done was brought back up, and you know what I'm saying, and what's the word I'm trying to reestablish certain things in this society that you may look at as new, but it ain't new. And then now you would find yourself in it or find yourself doing it. And we know you be no different than those in Sodom and Gomorrah. You be no different than those in Egypt when they was following after the heathen and their practices and their customs and their traditions. If it ain't natural to the law, you ain't got no business doing it. Period. And that's that. Brother Zion, give me Proverbs, the 17th chapter and the 11th verse. Proverbs 17 and 11. If it ain't scriptural, don't try and make it be scriptural. Just say, okay, this is what I do. This is what I keep it real on myself. If I know I did something I'm not going to try and fix the scriptures or alter the scriptures so I can feel comfortable about what it is that I'm doing. I just was being wicked. Period. Accept that and take it. I'm just being wicked. Or I want to do me right now. Okay, so do you and accept the consequences, just like I have to do or anybody else, because you can't alter or change the scriptures in no kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. That goes any time, any brothers that sit up. I done seen brothers have, I forgot certain camps, but I done seen it, though. But I was in Harlem, and I seen the brothers camp tell me that you ain't got to wear your, I was going in there, give me some food, the vegetarian spot, and the brother came in, garmed out. He might have been over there at the comforter spot. Around the corner is where I was at. And the brother tried to explain to me that marring your beard ain't shaving your beard off. You don't have to have no beard. Okay, if you want to keep a smooth face and you want to do that for yourself, then you do that. That's on you. Just if you want, that's why I just told you to not subdue your own understanding. Period. No different than a woman. You want to keep wearing pants. You ain't finna get around that. Period. If you just keep you wearing them and you being wicked and just continue to be wicked and accept that. Like accept the fact that that's what you're doing. You ain't gonna alter the scripture. You ain't gonna alter or make the Most High out to be a lie. Because that's just what you choosing to do at that moment. So then just say, you know what? Yahweh, forgive me, I'm just getting ready to play with the devil for a minute. I'm about to play with deceit for a minute. I'm about to play with Satan, the spiritual Satan for a minute. And prayerfully, we make it back whenever we do that. Who got that? Proverbs 17:11, Brother Zion, bring that out.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
Read that one more time. Proverbs 17, yeah, bring that out again.
And 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
Woo! Now watch this. Now watch this right here. You stay right there, and Brother Kalaki, give me Psalms, the 78th chapter, and the 49th verse. I think that is Psalms 78 and 48. Psalms 78 and 49. Now you stay right there with that right there, and now you give me Psalms 78 and 49. Let me make sure. Let me see if that's it, man. Now I'm gonna have now before you read that. Now y'all watch this. All y'all on this phone, all of us, watch this right here. You got that, Brother Kalaki, Psalm 78:49? Don't bring it out yet. Now read that again, Brother Zion. Read that again.
Book of Proverbs 17 and 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
A cruel messenger will be sent for an evil man that only what? Should he say that only seeketh rebellion?
An evil man seeketh only rebellion.
You see that? So because of an evil man or a woman that's seeking rebellion, that at most I say an evil, what he said, an evil messenger. What he end up saying?
Therefore, a cruel messenger shall
be sent unto him, unto her. Now let's find out what the cruel messengers can be. Read that, Colossians, Psalm 78:49.
Psalm 78:49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending angels, evil angels among them.
Read that. Read that. By doing what?
By sending evil angels among them.
You see that? And then what? 50.
He made a way to, he made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence.
You see that? Now that's a precept for you. You want to, that cruel messenger that the Most High send on any of us? He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. And that's what you see when you see one brother get shot, cut down in the street. You gangbang brother on Facebook Live. He going live on Facebook Live and somebody roll up on him, laid him down. That was the Most High sending the evil angel at him. That was the Most High sending the evil angel toward him. Understand that nobody is exempt from that on this phone. Nobody is exempt. We all have to understand that this is how we're supposed to live our life, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Once the Most High wake you up, or he gives you that opportunity, take it. Take it and understand that it's real. Understand that it's real. Give me Sirach, the 10th chapter and the 13th verse, Sarge. Sirach 10 and 13. We ain't got too much longer to go. I ain't going to hold y'all long tonight. This lesson, I'm going to hit straight to you. Sirach, the 10th chapter and the 13th verse.
Sirach 10. Ecclesiasticus 10, verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly.
You see that? This is what you see going on right now. It says, for pride is the beginning of sin. Your pride, if you being prideful. We ain't talking about proud or pride in being we're talking about your pride. Okay? It is the beginning of sin. And he or she that hath it shall pour out abominations, and therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. You don't want to fall in that. You don't want to fall into nothing like that with the Most High. Come out of your pride. Humble yourself. Humble yourself to the word of the Most High and his commandments. You know what I'm saying? He already know how we are. Isaiah 30:9, he tell you that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Most High. And that's how we be. You just don't want to change your life and live a righteous life. Playing the game, man. Teetering that 2/3 to that 1/3. You playing seesaw with the 2/3 and the 1/3. That you might be one or the other. You gambling with your life. Why would anybody want to do that? Sister Shar, give me Luke, the 7th chapter, and the 31st verse.
Luke 7:31.
Yeah.
All right. Luke chapter 7, verse 31. And it reads, And the Lord said, Whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they like?
32, read it.
32. They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and ye have not wept.
That's the man. That's all the brothers. All of the brothers you see out here. The Most High know we like children. That's why I just read what I read to you in Isaiah 30 and 9. We like lying children that just don't want to hear the word, and just don't want to hear the law. Can't comply to the law. Luke say 31, and I mean Christ and Yahweh shall say, Whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? Look at these Negroes that's out here. Y'all see them? Disgusting. And to what are they like? They are like unto the children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another, saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and ye have not wept. Ain't nothing reaching you. Ain't nothing reaching you. But oh, you going to see. You will see. Once things start turning up here in America, even worse, people are going to start trying to run to the truth. But I don't know if the Most High is going to be as accepting. Because he done turned his back on us before, and he'll do it at any given moment that he get ready to. Y'all remember, you better remember David's prayer. Psalms 51. Go over that. Over and over. Over and over. What did he say? Isaiah, the 1st chapter and the 15th verse. Let me get that, Brother Zahad. Isaiah, the 15th chapter, the 1st verse, and I'm sorry about Salaki. Isaiah, the 1st chapter, the 15th verse, and through the 20th. Isaiah 1, 15 through 20.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 15. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Verse 16. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Verse 17, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. Verse 18, come now and let us reason together, saith the Most High. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Verse 19, if ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. Verse 20, but if ye refuse the rebel, ye shall be devoured.
But if ye refuse and rebel.
God.
Read it again.
Verse 20, but if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth, the Most High has spoken it.
I mean, can that get any plainer? I really could end it right. Can that get any plainer? This is instructions right here. It don't get no plainer than this. Brother Kalakia, Sergeant Nawad, Brother Zion, Brother Jason, Brother Zahad. It don't get no plainer than this. Isaiah 1:15, and when ye spread forth your hand, I will hide mine eye from you. Ain't no Lord, raising your hands up. You talking about you want to say your prayer and you put your hands up, you know what I'm saying, 5 fingers open, and you Most High ain't seeing none of that. if you rebellious. I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you. Make you clean. Get yourself together. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Stop breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Stop it. Learn to do well in your life. Seek judgment. Seek, man, listen, man. He says, seek judgment upon yourself. Seek the judgment that you know comes from not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Seek that thing out. That's how you humble yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Q told you that back in the early 90s. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Seek to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Listen, we oppressed. You have a role to do. If you sisters on the phone, Titus 2:3-5, you know what you're supposed to be doing. And I applaud y'all sisters that went out and did that. But that's a constant job. It's other people that's oppressed that don't have this truth. You know the relief comes in learning the truth of a Mashiach Yahushua and standing on the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. That's going to give them some relief in their life. So when he tell you that, wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings and before mine eyes, cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now and let us reason together, saith the Most High. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be white as snow. When you come and you reason together, how your sins were, you good now. You purified. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If that's the key word. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land here in America. This is a promise. We got to take that. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of the Most High has spoken it. What more is it to be said? I'm gonna close y'all out with let's go to Sirach 2:1. I told you I was gonna come back to that, so we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna close out with Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. Y'all might have read this before. But that's what I tell you. I employ everybody to read Proverbs and put Proverbs all up inside of you. And also Ecclesiasticus. Proverbs and Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Brother Zion, bring that out for me, man. Read the 2nd verse. We're gonna go from 1 to 18. We're gonna go from 1 to 18, and I'm gonna be calling on different people to read different verses as we run it through this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. I said in mine heart, go to now. I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore,
Ecclesiasticus.
Oh,
yeah, Ecclesiasticus 2:1. I don't know. Did I say Ecclesiastes?
No, I
yes, Sirach. Yeah.
Okay. Well, go to Sirach or Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, and read the 1st verse.
Okay, 2nd chapter, 1st verse.
I need all y'all paying attention because I'm gonna be calling y'all to read verses as we go. But take all of this in. Just all what we getting ready to read, take it in. 1 through 18. Let's go.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Read 2.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
You see that? Set thy heart aright. your mind, get your mind right, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Sorry, read me 3.
Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
You see that? Cleave unto him. Okay? When you getting your mind right and preparing yourself to constantly endure, cleave unto the Most High and his Son of Mashiach Yahushua, and depart not away. Don't leave, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Sister Ashley, read number 4.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
You see that? That's powerful. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, whatever the Most High send your way, take it cheerfully. Man, that can come all the way down to the death of a loved one, man. That's crazy, man. That can come all the way down to that. Think about that. Whatsoever embodies any and all and everything is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. When you brought down, Brother Kalaki, and you on the bottom, and you feeling like it can't get no worse. Ain't that something? That's when you're supposed to be cheerful.
Yeah.
That's when you're supposed to be cheerful.
It's like coming in the truth.
Yeah.
Family.
You see? Demonstrating patience when thou art changed to a lower state. Because that's your proof to know that Yahushua is here. I'm here. I'm at you right now. I'm at you right now. What you gonna do? You gonna stand up, or you gonna fold under pressure? That's him being personal with you.
Job.
You see, exactly. That's when he gets personal with us. Sister Jure, read number 5.
Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
You see that? That's how you get gold refined real good, with heat. An acceptable men are the Most High in the furnace of adversity. So if the Most High is accepting you, he look at you as an acceptable man, as a stand-up man, and he going to keep you in the fire of adversity. Who is you better than the Mashiach Yahushua? Was not a Mashiach Yahushua in the fire of adversity all the way? Who are we to then think that we're not going to receive that same thing? That you talking about, man, oh no, man, that man thing is, no. That's when you got to know that the Most High is with you. And he's personally dealing with you, trying you in a fiery trial. Okay? Running you through that furnace of adversity. As a man, things ain't going right. Your money ain't right. Things ain't good with you at home. Falling out with other brothers, or falling out with brothers around. Brothers turn their back on you. Understand that you in the furnace of adversity. But understand that may be because you're an acceptable man unto the Most High. All praises. Everybody ain't acceptable like that. So when your spirit is a good spirit, and you're around other brothers that ain't so good spirited as yours is, that's going to be an adversity for you. You around sisters, and you got a good spirit, and their spirit ain't so much as a good spirit as yours, that's adversity for you. Sister Shayar, read me number 6.
Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
You see that? That's when you're supposed to believe in Yahushua. Even more in them moments. Believe in him. Now, how do you believe in? Standing up. show of action. Take charge of your walk. Get deeper into your studies when things is bad. Get out there on the street. Minister to your brothers and sisters. Pass them flyers out. Walk up on people. Get into a circle of silence between you and the Mashiach Yahweh Shah, because he's working with you at that moment. That's how you're going to show that you believe, because you recognize that the fact that you're going through those things, that's where he's shown up. And right now he got you, you know what I'm saying, he's sitting you down. He made you stay after school for detention. What you think is detention, don't take it as detention. Take it as an opportunity to get to yourself and have some recollection and reflection of why I may be in this detention. Why is the Most High dealing with me like this right now? And be cheerful and be glad that it's happening. Be cheerful and be glad that it's happening. Sister Yaquar, read me number 7. Is she still there, Sister Yaquar?
Yeah.
Read number 7. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 7.
Ye that fear Yahweh, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Lest ye fall. See that? Ye that fear. If you fear the Most High, when you're going through, in them times of trouble, when you're going through all of that, you're going to wait for his mercy. You see? You're going to wait for his mercy. When you go anywhere, it's them moments when you're going to show that you believe, and you're going to wait for his mercy and not go aside. You're not going to then at that moment lean to your own understanding and be like, man, I got it, man. Man, what? You better sit your butt still and wait on the Most High and demonstrate that patience. And demonstrate that patience. And why do I say that? Why? Why do you need to do that? Sister Uriah, you on the line? Sister Uriah, is she still there? Brother Boy,
yes, I'm here.
Read the 8th verse.
Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed.
No. We in
wait.
Sirach 2 and 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it switched to chapter 3.
Take your time. Ecclesiastes 2 and 8. So we read 7. It says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside. When you going through them problems, you ain't about to you ain't gonna step away from the Most High and his word and try and do what you want to do. Because what it says gonna happen. You're gonna fall. And you're gonna fall every time you do that. Read the 8th verse.
It says, ye that fear the Most High, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
There go another promise. There go your promise. Try the Most High his word. Ye that fear the Lord, fear the Most High, believe him. Because you know you just like your dad, you or your mother when you growing up, or whoever was over you. And you know what they meant, and they told you do that again, I'm gonna whoop that butt. You feared that, and you believed it. And your reward was not getting your tail whooped. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Who else on the phone that I haven't read yet?
Jason. I got a couple people with me, so okay, can I get a couple verses?
Yes, sir.
I got at least 4 other verses besides me.
What you mean other verses besides you?
I got 4. I got my kids with me, and I'm trying to keep them involved.
Okay, so you mean other verses that's outside of Ecclesiasticus,
or whatever the case.
You want to have them read.
Correct. I want to have them read.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you read the 9th verse.
All right. Ye that fear the Most High, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
So if we fear the Most High, that's our hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Read the 10th verse. You read it.
All right. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded?
That's a question.
Or did
you see? That's a question. You said, look at the generations of old. Meaning, look at the prophets. Look at Moses. Look at Ezekiel. Look at all of the prophets of the old. Jeremiah. Look at all of them. Did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded? Keep reading.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or
That's
whom?
another question. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Keep going.
Or whom did ever, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
You see that? So these are promises. I'm saying, so understand that. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Did he leave you out there? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Let one of your children read 11.
Go ahead.
Oh, for the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sin and saveth in times of affliction.
Affliction. Good reading. Good reading. Read it one more time.
For the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sin, saveth in time of affliction.
Affliction. You see that? So for the Most High is full of compassion. So when we going through what we going through, and he's steady spanking on us, that's no different than when your mother or your father took you in the bedroom and spanked your butt for what you did. That's one way of looking at it. You did something wrong, and now you're spanking your butt, or it's your mother spanking your butt. But then right after the spanking, they give you a hug, and they kiss you and warm you back up. That's that love. That's that compassion for you, because you was only getting a spanking because of what you did. It's not that the Most High really want to take us through this. That's why he said, look at the generations of old. Did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sin and saveth in the time of affliction. So understand that when he puts you through these trials, he's going to bring you out of it. But he want to see you demonstrate that patience. He want to see you demonstrate that patience and that long suffering. And then want to see how much you believe in him when you're going through it. Because are you not then going to lean to your own understanding and go about it your way? Or are you at that time going to show your love for the Most High through the law, statutes, commandments, and pick your cross up and get even deeper into walking in the ways of righteousness? Let one of your other children read the 12th verse.
Okay.
Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands in the sinner that goeth two ways.
Read that one more time.
Okay. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands in the sinner that goeth two ways.
You see that? Death, destruction be to fearful minds, hearts, minds, and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. You see? And that's going to tie into Revelation 3:16 and 3:15 and 16. And y'all already know. Y'all should already have that in your mind. When you say, I work you be cold or hot. I'd rather you be cold or hot. Rather you with me. I'd rather you be down or you ain't down. You see, I'd rather you be cold or hot, but because of the fact that you lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. Okay? I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. Read the 14th verse. Because that's how I was talking about the patience. Now, somebody have one of your other children read the 14. Read 13.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he beeth not, therefore shall not be defended.
You see that? Woe unto him that is faint-hearted.
Hallelujah.
Okay? Destroy and death and destruction unto him or her that is faint-hearted. For he or she, they believe is not. You don't really believe. Therefore shall he not be defended. The Most High is not going to come to your defense. 14. You got somebody else to read 14, Brother Jason?
Yes.
Is that all of them? Okay, you read
14. I
14.
got one more. I can keep them coming. That's how I got them. Go ahead.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Most High shall visit you?
What's your name, young man?
Jason.
Jason. Read that one more time.
Woe unto you.
Now, hold on one second. Wait 1 second. The word woe means death, destruction. Okay? So read that again.
So, woe.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
So how old are you? How old are you?
14. I'm sorry for Lord. I mean, Most High shall visit you.
That's okay. You say you 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when it says, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Most High shall visit you? What do you think that means? Now, I already told you woe means death and destruction. So the Most High is saying he's going to destroy you. Okay, so he says, woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Most High shall visit you? What do you think he's saying?
What will you do when death and destruction come?
Good. That's good. Right. What are you going to do when that? And that's how the Most High will visit you. So you, as a 14 young man in your life, and this may be new, or it may be seen, you may not have the full understanding of it, and that's where your father, as the head, he wants to come in and get you into a full understanding, because you're not exempt. Just because you're 14 years old, that you have now on your way to becoming a man. You're a young man now. You're a young boy becoming a man. So you yourself have to have a fear of the Most High, because the Most High is real. He's everything that you see going on right now around you, or you hearing in school, when things is going, you hear bad things happening to other people. He's sparing you right now, giving you the opportunity to live your life in righteousness, and living your life in righteousness is understanding His word, studying with your father, making sure that you're listening to your father and your mother, because it says, honor thy mother and thy father, that your days be longer. So the Most High is granting you a promise that if you honor, respect, that word honor means to respect. So if you're respecting your father and your mother, then the Most High will allow you to live a long life by you respecting your mother and your father.
You mean one of the 10 Commandments?
Huh?
You mean one of the 10 Commandments, honor thy mother and father?
Right, exactly. So that's going to give you an opportunity to live a long life. There's still other things you have to do, like learning this Bible, and then once you learn it, the laws and the commandments that the Most High command us to do, that's written therein, you have to then start living your life that way and making sure that you keeping His laws. Like we keep the laws that's in His land. You know, once you start driving, that you can't run the red light, and you know that you got to stop at the stop sign. Things like that. That's this society laws. Well, we have to follow God's laws. And it's 10 commandments, but it's more than 10 commandments. It's a 613 commandments. But your Father will get into all of that and direct your steps through the spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ ignorantly. So that's it. Now, do you remember that and you lock that into you as you continue on in your walk and your Father and get you together as your head? You got somebody else to read the 15th verse?
Hallelujah. I just got myself. If don't nobody else want to read.
No, yeah, you can read. I'm going to let you bring out the 15th verse. Go ahead and read it.
All right. They that fear the Most High will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways.
I mean, can you get any more? Read that one more time, man. Now, this is for all of us on this phone. You can't get no more simplified than this. We gonna see, because if you say you love him, or if you say you fear him, what did it say? Read 15 again.
They that fear the Most High will not disobey his word, and they that loveth him will keep his ways.
You see that? I'm not even going to expound on that. Brother Zion, read me the 16th verse.
Verse 16. They that fear the Most High will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law.
You see that? They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him. If you fear the Most High, you're going to seek what pleases him. And they that love him shall be filled with the law. You're going to be filled with the law. The law, statutes, and commandments of the Mashiach Yahushua, you're going to be filled with that. Okay? You're going to be filled with that in your walk, in your everyday walk. You're going to be filled with that. Sarge, bring me that 17.
Verse 17. They that fear the Most High will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight.
You see, if you fear the Most High, then you're going to prepare your heart. You're going to prepare your mind to do what? What it said in the very first verse. My son or daughter, if thou come to serve the Most High, if you're going to serve the Most High, you say you're going to truly serve the Most High, then what are you going to do? You're going to prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay? And that's what it's telling you to right there to do in the 17th verse. They that fear the Most High will prepare their minds and humble their souls in his sight. That's what you're going to do. Sister Shiar, read that last verse.
All right, verse 18. And it reads, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Most High, and not into the hands of men. For his majesty is, so is his mercy.
Read that again.
Saying, we will fall into the hands of the Most High, and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy.
See that? They that fear the Most High will prepare their minds, their heart, and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Most High. So all of us, when we down and out, and everything is just seem like it's crashing down on you in your world, those that's listening to the playback, if you've been riding and listening the whole way through, and the trial and tribulation and adversity is at your doorstep, your mama, you ain't getting along with your wife or your husband, you ain't getting along with your children, your job, you just got let off of your job, you ain't got no money, what other, are you going through some type of a disheartening experience with death of a loved one? Understand is that that moment you are being tried in the furnace of adversity by the Most High. If you believe in him, it's at that moment when you would thrust yourself into his word. And not only just thrust yourself into his word, but then you're going to show by your actions that you believe, by doing what thus saith the Holy Scriptures. As a man, going out, highways and byways, waking up your brothers and sisters. As a woman, putting on your holy apparel, physically and spiritually, becoming that Titus 2, 3 through 5 woman, aged woman, being likewise, become holy, separate, chaste, discreet, teachers of good things. That's when you're going to step up and show the Most High that even in the midst of him taking you through this trial, you love him. And you're making your body a living sacrifice. Saying we will fall into the hands of the Most High and not into the hands of men, for as his majesty is, so is his mercy. And with that, I say shalom. All praises to Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shah. I'm thankful for each and every one of you that called in on a live call. Those that called in and you're listening to the playback, I hope that this has been an edifying service or edifying lesson for you. And to you on the playback, I say shalom. Y'all brothers and sisters on the call, I'm now opening up the